I will tell you an amazing story from my life. Events that happened to me when I was young. This journey will take you into a world full of surprises, where each turn hides a new challenge and discovery. You will meet people who showed me what it means to be a true hero, and situations that made me reconsider my beliefs. Join me on this journey through time to find out how one event can change the direction of your life forever. Are you ready? Then let's begin. I woke up in an unfamiliar forest, with no memory of who I am. This posed a difficult survival challenge for me. Initially, this forest, full of mysteries, seemed like a hostile place to me. I had to do something. To begin with, I made an axe. Then, I tried chopping trees with it. I was felling trees and trying to recall how long ago I learned to make axes, and what else I was capable of for survival. I worked and worked and worked, and I pondered on this. My first attempts to find food were, to put it mildly, unsuccessful. Trying to catch fish with my bare hands, I only scared all the fish in the area. Gradually, the right fishing strategy came to me naturally. I realized that survival instincts are buried deep in my mind, and I just needed to find the key to them. Every day, I became more cunning and wiser for the sake of survival. By evening, I would return to my temporary shelter. I cooked food over a fire and drank water from a lake right near where I lived. In the evenings, I watched the sunsets and tried to remember who I am. How did I end up here? How should I live on? Then I would go to sleep, hoping to see answers to my questions, at least in a dream. Here's the strange thing. I had vivid, colorful dreams. Dreams about a stranger forcing me to work in his fields. He never thanked me for my work. He never paid for my work. These dreams were so vivid, so clear. What do they mean? I dreamt of gardening, cutting down trees, mining stones. Sometimes I dreamt of building houses. Why do these images seem so familiar to me? Perhaps my past holds something more than just the life of a simple person. And I must find out what it is. I learned a lot, worked a lot, fought hard for survival. But with every step, with every breath of the cool morning air, I began to feel a sense of calmness. Even here, in the wilderness, I could find beauty, rays of sun breaking through the lush tree canopies, the singing of birds that served as my consolation in my solitude. I made my first spear. It was my first small victory over the circumstances. Although the first attempt was unsuccessful, and the spear fell apart when I tried to hunt. With each failure, I learned, and ultimately, my efforts were rewarded. This small success filled me with the confidence that perhaps I would survive. I kept moving and evolving, experiencing varying degrees of success. Dreams kept coming to me every night, becoming brighter and brighter. Visions of working on the land under someone's strict supervision made me think about my past. Was I ever a worker? Or is it just the figment of my imagination, an attempt by the brain to fill the void of missing memories? The unknown and mystery beckoned me. I wanted to know who I am and what my name is. The next morning, I packed up my few belongings and left, never to return. I was drawn to the east, there where the sun wakes up. Sometimes I met people. Among them were gatherers of herbs and mushrooms, hunters, wandering traders. Most often, they were kind to me. One hunter kindly offered me his catch when he learned my story. I had nothing to pay him with, and he gave me all the leather and meat for free. In the quiet of the night forest, under the twinkling starry sky, I found not just shelter from storms and the unknown, but also inner strength. With each day spent in this wild part of nature, I realized that surviving isn't just fighting to live, but also a journey into myself, searching for answers deeper than ever imagined. My weapons, axe, pickaxe, and campfire, became my loyal companions on this journey. The lake water reminded me of life's simplicity, and that true well-being is hidden in harmony with nature. At night, I watched the fire, and saw glimpses of my past in its dancing flames. Even though my memories stayed hidden behind the fog of forgetfulness, I felt that each new day brought me closer to solving the mystery of my fate. Day after day, I kept on my lone journey, and every time I stopped to rest, I asked myself, who am I? This question echoed in my mind, reminding me of the deep emptiness I was so desperate to fill. And in those moments, it felt like I could hear the whisper of the forest, the wind, and even the earth itself, trying to tell me my story. I did not give up. When I first saw his silhouette on the horizon, my heart began to beat faster. The tall stone castle towered over the surrounding area, like an ancient guard keeping age-old secrets. I went to him with the hope of finding answers to my questions.
Dude, you must be a slave by looking at your clothes. Come dressed up.
I wasn't allowed inside. Disappointment sank deep into my soul. Why didn't they let me in? I decided to stay nearby and began to build myself a temporary home. What makes a person worthy? I thought while getting stones or logs for the house. Every day I spent in the shadow of the castle, I felt my thoughts and views on life changing. Disappointment gradually turned into determination. I realized that it's not entering the castle that makes a person worthy, but their desire to grow, learn, and overcome difficulties. Even though the castle still kept its gates closed to me, I found the strength not to despair, because now my goal wasn't just to get inside its walls. I aimed to become worthy not for the castle, but for myself. I stopped watching every day the people who enter or leave the castle, trying to see what makes them worthy. I knew that one day I would manage to overcome this barrier, not because I desire the wealth or power that may be stored in the castle, but because I need to find answers to the questions that have been tormenting me since the day I woke up in the forest. My decision to stay here at the foot of the castle was not an admission of defeat, but a statement of the beginning of a new chapter in my life. A chapter where I find my place in this world and prove that I am worthy to enter any gates, even if it means changing myself. On my journey, I encountered not only empathetic people. Sometimes I had to fight for my life. Sometimes I won. Sometimes I barely escaped with my life. During the fight, I remembered how I fled from a person who forced me to work and treated me poorly. I'm still trying to recall whether I'm a slave or free, whether I have a family. What? You did a good job, so do more? A guy with no acknowledgement. A guy who resembles his father and won't grow a single blade of grass in his seat. I can't live like this anymore. Let's run away. I stood for a long time, admiring the sunset, remembering my past, and thinking about the future. Gradually, a new plan took shape in my mind. I will tell you about the new plan later, but for now, I need to rest from my long journey. If you are interested in my story and don't want to lose sight of me, you know what to do.